We hear a lot these days about the rise of the supposed quote-unquote far right, that is, parties across Europe, who intend to deport illegal immigrants and even remigrate some of the populations that have come here. The mainstream line is that anybody who sympathises with anti-immigration parties is some sort of maniac, someone who's put into an apoplectic rage simply by a different skin colour to white, a different gender than male, a different sexual orientation than straight. Yet outside of the media landscape and down on the ground, you see that most people aren't actually politically minded at all. They're not ideologically far right or far left or far anything. They notice that their countries are being taken over, and they see that in a few decades they will be made minorities. Personally speaking, I think not wanting to be a minority in your own ancestral homeland is neither left nor right. It's apolitical, it's just a natural desire anyone would have. But in the modern West, we're supposed to ignore this is happening, and if it does come up, we're supposed to celebrate it as a good thing. If anybody's negative about it, that person is evil, far right, and a Nazi. I would assume this is why any political party that promises to deal with the mass migration issue isn't just seen as evil by our mainstream, but they actively try and ban them. In the past week alone, there's been moves to ban Marine Le Pen in France from even standing, as well as outlawing the German AfD party. Now, call me a cynic, but it seems to me that the Globalist Liberals have figured out that they don't have to defeat people in, an actual debate. They can simply arrest their opposition and ban them, better yet, throw them in jail. This is the technique we're seeing more and more from the globalist left. We saw it with Donald Trump. They threw absolutely everything at him and finally found something that could stick so they could call him a criminal. They also do this with anyone else who goes against the liberal line. Andrew Tate and Russell Brand are good examples. Now, I don't suggest that either of these men are perfect, but it's odd how they never faced these charges when they weren't going against the liberal mainstream, isn't it? This seems an extremely risky strategy because it means you don't trust anything you hear from the mainstream anymore. Case in point, I heard there was a far-right protest against immigration in Ireland recently, and here's the far-right protester in question.
And then suddenly these vans arrived, they pulled in, and to be honest, we thought they were the immigrants coming in. And they walked around and stood behind. They gave no warning to get out of the way. They gave no prior knowledge, and it was like charge and bash.
How has this left your relationship with the guards, Aoife?
We're just broken. We're actually broken-hearted. We were there peacefully protesting for 5 weeks. We had a great relationship with our community guards. They'd pop up every few hours, say hello. We'd offer them a cup of tea. And now just to force in these public order units, it's broken trust, and we're meant to trust these people, and we just feel so let down.
Not the only European population that feels let down, I dare say, but this is something to watch in the future, the gaslighting and accusations of anybody who stands up against mass immigration. These are just my thoughts, however. Do let me know what you think down below, and do consider subscribing to the channel.